Arizona Cardinals facing the Washington Commanders. The Commanders favored by 7. The over-under is 38.
Again, another game I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing a push, but I'm going to take the Commanders to cover. If we were a little bit more sure about the quarterback play, I think this would be an easy 7-point cover. But nevertheless, Washington to cover by 7. But I'm taking the under again. I'm not convinced that the Cardinals are going to be able to do much on offense, and I think the Commanders, once they get that lead, I think they're going to be pretty happy to try and tag team Gibson and Brian Robinson and just kind of run the clock out. They don't want to put Sam Howell in a bad situation. They're not going to ask him to do too much within this offense, so they're just going to lean on the defense after what I think is an early lead and kind of, play old school football here. So I'm taking the under, but I am taking Washington to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to also take Washington to cover. I don't know that Arizona is going to get out of single digits in points for them. Like they just right.
I could see 10 because of a turnover in a short field, right? Like James Conner's still going to see a ton of work. I bet the tight ends. I think both Ertz and Trey McBride. I think we're going to see some decent work here. They're going to have a tough time, right? I mean, it's just unproven quarterback play, different defensive schemes. Like Washington's defense is not as good as it was 3 years ago by any stretch, but they're good enough to, just kind of put the blocks on here for week 1.
Yeah. So I am going to take Washington. I'm going to take the under. Like this one here, not going to surprise me if this one ends 17-10, 17-7. Like that's where I think this thing's going to kind of come through to play. One of the props that I really liked, right? You mentioned Washington kind of leaning on their run game. I think you're absolutely right. Brian Robinson, I've got him going over 58.5 rushing yards.
I'm going to go with this counterpart. I think Antonio Gibson's going to go over 30.5 rushing yards.